Hi, I'm Jan Callahan. Welcome to the Forum. Imagine a citywide event that offers incoming pre-K and kindergarten students and their parents a chance to meet teachers and school nurses and principals, all the while taking care of everything else to make sure your child's enrolled and ready for the first day of school. Please welcome Sarah Sturtzing. She's Norfolk's Early Childhood Development Coordinator, Ready by 5, which is funded by Smart Beginnings, and Dr. Linda Savigny, who's Deputy Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, or rather Education, for Norfolk Public Schools. Thanks for joining us. You're going to fill us in on a 3-day blitz, essentially, for students that are about to enter school and their parents, and this is happening at our area high schools. So welcome to the show. This is a big deal because we have lots and lots of children that are getting ready to enter school, but not everybody is really ready.
True. Yeah, thank you so much for having us, Jan. We're really, really excited with the city and Norfolk Public Schools coming together as partners with some other area partners like the United Way to be providing essentially a big roundup for all incoming children from pre-K and kindergarten who will be going into school in the 2013-2014 school year. We're having 5 events, April 16th through 18th, and we're targeting the elementary schools that will eventually feed specific high schools.
Okay.
And so we're inviting families to look for these flyers and posters around the community that list which high school to go to, and when they go, we're going to have a big pizza party, and they're going to get to meet their principals, and if they come with the appropriate documentation for registration, they can get pre-registered for kindergarten and apply for pre-K programs.
Okay, first the pizza. This is important because most people will remember food. So yes, there's
food
a little
and free stuff.
That's right.
Yes.
So there's going to be a pizza party. So yes, there will be some fun stuff provided and a raffle as well. So that's incentive, but it is an awful lot of fun. We're also talking about getting kids prepared to enter something that will really make a difference for them for the rest of their life if it's done well. We have a lot of students. I don't even know if we have a number. How many children are there in getting ready to enter school?
Well, we are anticipating the arrival of about 4,000 new students in pre-kindergarten and kindergarten for the coming school year.
Imagine 4,000 children. Ooh, that's a lot.
Yes, it is, and we are working eagerly with the city. We're very excited with the breadth and depth of our partnership in regard to this very collaborative event so that we can make sure our children are ready the first day of school. We want them enrolled and sitting in our seats the first day of school, the day school opens, ready to go, ready to learn. And it was very important to us to host these events at the high school so that students could see the end in mind, so to speak, and we will have the high school principals there to welcome the incoming classes so that students understand our goal for them coming in the door is to graduate from high school. And if we work with them on the front end, making sure that we're targeting those literacy skills and those numeracy skills, there's absolutely no reason every single child who enrolls in pre-kindergarten and kindergarten cannot graduate on time from Norfolk Public Schools, ready to compete globally. So we're very excited about the opportunities.
Wow, this is really just sort of at ground level and working its way up. Last year, Sarah, Ready by 5 had put together a kickoff for kindergartners that really served as a model for this larger event, and it went off very well, and was just at one elementary school at the time, but we did have a high school principal who greeted the parents.
It was
the kids
phenomenal.
Had fun.
Yeah, it was great, and it really, it's just like Dr. Savigny is saying, it sets that tone for the end in mind. This is where high school graduation, this is where it begins, and if we give them the strong foundation, and not just with you know, the literacy tools, the numeracy tools, but the relationships, the parent involvement, the city involvement. The city of Norfolk is making early childhood a civic priority, and it's part of the city manager's, you know, lifelong learning initiatives. But the piece with the parents and the establishment of the relationships with the schools is so important, and we're really looking forward to having other partners from the school system like the PTA and groups like that will be reaching out to families as well to enhance the whole learning experience for the children.
We have a few pictures from last year we can show while we're talking too, because you can see the involvement of some of the students, and they were just amazing, and also just the parents, I think, very hungry to learn in many ways, and perhaps can learn along with their children if they didn't have the chance to really complete some of their education earlier. But getting that familiarity with what had maybe in the past been considered authority figures and should be, but still having a comfort level that maybe wouldn't exist if you had never met them before.
Well, and we're very blessed to have a new superintendent here in Norfolk Public Schools, Dr. Samuel King, and he has made early learning and that lifelong learning a huge piece of Norfolk Public Schools as well. Right. So it's a very positive relationship in regard to the city initiatives and the school system initiatives. They dovetail very nicely, and because of that, we'll also have other components there as well to establish those relationships with other agencies that parents might not necessarily be in tune with as well.
You have some examples.
So we will have organizations there who will talk about immunizations and the necessary components there.
It's huge.
Yeah, so that parents understand exactly what it is that their children need to have so they're ready to go on the first day of school. A big piece of this for us is making sure that, one, we know who's coming to our school so we're ready for them, and two, making sure that they're ready to be there on the first day and having the appropriate medical care and the appropriate documentation is there. So as Sarah mentioned earlier, United Way is sponsoring this with us. We're very excited for that. We've had a couple of educational vendors. Scholastic is the first that comes to mind, that has provided many raffle items for families, so lucky families will be able to walk away with an entire library to take home with them.
Gosh.
So that we can reinforce that concept of a print-rich environment for all of our students.
Yet every family is going to be walking away with some fun stuff. This is the stuff that I love, and this was we are taking to scale what we did at the kickoff last year. But I love, this is my favorite part.
Okay.
So every child who enters the building next
right
week
there and hold it still.
will
We can get a nice shot.
receive a goodie bag, and in their goodie bag they will have a T-shirt that says "Look out, NPS, here I come." So we're very excited about that. And to continue promoting that literacy piece, every child will receive 2 different books. One is a fiction book and one is a nonfiction book, so that they can begin working on the literacy component during the summer, working on ABCs, working on numbers, working on colors, working on shapes. And we're very excited to say that Scholastic worked with us so that we could afford to provide 4,000 of these. And then we're also providing each child with workbooks so they can continue working on writing skills and working on those motor skills during the summer. We're also providing them with magnetic letters so that we can begin working on forming words and forming letters, or taking letters and forming words so they begin to associate the sounds with the appropriate letters. And because these are magnetic, we want children to have the opportunity to form those words and play with them, begin making those word families.
All right.
And then last but certainly not least, every child will receive a brand new box of crayons.
Yay.
So that they can work in their books. So we're very excited that we were able to work with different folks throughout the city to make it happen, and we have 4,000 bags that we're stuffing this afternoon so that we have all of this ready to go next week. So we're very excited.
Great. And stuffing the bags is another opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah. The city has committed to volunteer hours for employees with the City of Norfolk, and we are going to be using many of them today to get the bags stuffed. So we'll follow up with post pictures of the event and post pictures of the stuffing party. But we're so excited. This is a wonderful opportunity, and I can't wait to see the results of it. I'm hoping that we'll see a huge decrease in kids showing up late in the fall, and more kids showing up ready. Parents are going to learn how to use these items and other ways that they can be building literacy skills and social emotional skills. And all of the children also are going to get on and get off of a school bus at each one of the sites. So even if they're walking to school, they are going to be going on field trips, and there will be other opportunities that they'll have to know. So that's kind of exciting. it takes that that fear out of it, the fear of the unknown for the children. And then each of the schools at each site, I mean, on next week, we'll be giving an invitation to every single family to follow up, and then come to their school is going to host an open house just for those who come. So,
and that'll be during the first week in June, the week of June 3rd. Every elementary school will host an open house for families who attend this roundup, as well as any other families in the community who might not have made it next week.
So it really is driving home the idea that starting early is important, because there are a number of things that need to be done to ensure your child's going to be ready. And that the parents are going to be ready, and that the schools are ready for them. And anything that people might need to do prior to attending this event, anything they need to bring with them or look into? Papers, documentation?
I do think it would be important for folks to make sure that they have, if they want to go ahead and enroll their child, and we hope that they will bring with them proof of residency, and a copy of their child's birth certificate, and a copy of their child's Social Security card. And if they come in with those three things, then we can help them finish up all the other paperwork the night of the evening.
Okay, so proof of residency, a copy of the child's birth certificate, and a copy of the child's Social Security card.
Yep. Yes.
And those three things are important for so many things that we do in life.
Yes.
But this is how to get started. I mean, you know, may as well start now. And so they're ready to go.
We're very excited.
One
last thing is, we probably should have started with this, but we chose this particular week because this is the National Week of the Young Child. And so as a city, we decided that this would be the most appropriate time to highlight such a huge, and I'm going to say historic event, because I think it's the first time we have all come together at the table. Norfolk Public Schools is an incredibly wonderful school system, and here is a great way to highlight how, as partners, we're coming together as a community, and not just with the city on the civic level, but on the ground in the neighborhoods as well.
Yes. And it's great to see two of you together talking about one big thing and working on it together to make it better for all of our children and for our community. So August 16th, 17th, and 18th, look for the flyers. You've had some information on the screen. You can go online, find out more about the kindergarten pre-K roundup, which will be taking place at 5 Norfolk City High Schools. So don't miss it if you have a young child getting ready to get into the classroom. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
It was a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Great news. Well, don't go away. Norfolk's Homeless Action and Response Team celebrates an important milestone and gets some national recognition. We'll be right back.
I am for the child who's had 7 addresses in a single year, because she's in foster care, because her father abused her, and her mother couldn't believe her. She is the child I am for. I am a CASA volunteer. I am you.
Have you heard? The U.S. Treasury is phasing out paper checks for Social Security, VA, and other federal benefit payments and going electronic. If you currently receive federal benefits by paper check, you will need to switch to direct deposit or to the Treasury recommended Direct Express Debit MasterCard. If you plan to apply for federal benefits soon, you'll want to decide which electronic payment option is right for you. Visit godirect.org to learn more or to make the switch today.
Norfolk's Homeless Action and Response Team, known as HEART, was established in 2003 to address the growing needs of families in crisis. And today, HEART and its team of social workers, eligibility workers, case management specialists, and housing brokers continues to expand and refine its services. And according to a report by the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness, Heart serves as a model for other programs across the country. So not only is it getting some recognition on a national scale, but it's celebrating a very significant milestone. We have Elisa Berry, who's supervisor with Heart, and Megan Turtoka, who's a Heart social worker, joining us to tell us a little bit about what Heart really is about. And it's so many things, but it's so important to so many families who may be on the verge of homelessness, may have come home from work one day and found out they're being evicted through no fault of their own, or perhaps the landlord had to default on his mortgage. You don't know, but these things create a big ripple effect on the family, not only at that very moment, but down the road in terms of the family's future. So thanks for sharing some information about Heart. You do a lot of good work. You do work that you do every day, and then you get pulled in to do work that comes up all of a sudden. And I thought that perhaps just to get the public able to relate a little bit more, if they don't have their own family crisis, is that with our Denby Park residents who were displaced, it was the Heart team that was brought in to help coordinate some of the movement.
Right. When the city realized that they were purchasing that property, we were brought in to help those residents that were going to be displaced locate new housing and help them get into that new housing and coordinate that effort. So that was really a great thing that we were able to service those citizens with.
And that's, that's an extra, because every day they're doing that, but on a broader scale and perhaps not with as much intensity and time frame as perhaps that situation, but it's something they're skilled at doing. And Megan, who works with residents that are trying to get some stability in their lives, helps them to understand what it is they need to do, and uses the family's skills and knowledge and resources to work hand in hand with what the city can offer.
Right. It's really an assessment process where we try to partner with the families to identify what needs they have and what services they might not have access to otherwise, that we can connect them with to really help increase their chances for stability. Sometimes it's even as simple as trying to help reconnect them with their natural community supports. Maybe, it's just a phone call to mom they haven't made that we can help them with. Sometimes, if they don't have the ability to help in their natural support system, we have to look at, what other services may be necessary, whether it's financial intervention, shelter, and even addressing an underlying barrier to the instability, whether it be mental health or, unemployment. We just kind of really try to connect what that individual family needs for stability.
I think the beauty of this is that you basically have a centralized point where people come and these different needs can be addressed up front. Right. So they're not without or need of something else down the road that they probably could have benefited from earlier.
Right. We service Norfolk Central Intake for homeless families, so we are kind of a one-stop shop. When you come in through the assessment process that Megan spoke about earlier, we really look at what all of those service needs are going to be, and we work with all of our community partners to make sure that we're connecting families to services. So we're working with our eligibility staff in DHS to connect with Medicaid and SNAP benefits. We're working with our shelter partners to connect them to emergency shelter. We're working with the family to divert them from emergency shelter. And we're also providing financial interventions when necessary to stop a eviction, to work with the landlord, to work with the family. So we definitely look at everything that is needed for that family to really alleviate that housing crisis and to avoid homelessness at all costs. And we also work with Norfolk Public Schools to keep them in school, to make sure that their transportation is set up. So we do all those things when they come in for services at Heart.
Okay. So keeping their world as stable as possible when things are going awry.
Right.
And helping them to get back on their feet, and perhaps permanently, or having a place that they can call home that isn't going to change,
right.
At least frequently. So the children and the family can get on with their lives not be living in crisis all
To
the
be
time.
as stable as possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know that's hard work for your workers, but can be satisfying when people do finally get set free and can actually move on.
Right, it's definitely something that we like to see when a family doesn't have to come back,
Yeah.
except to give us an update on, where they're at now, what goal they accomplished.
Wow.
And we're really striving for permanency, and I think that's really just about our assessment process. If you don't address the underlying barriers, permanency and stability is not likely to be the outcome.
No, no, and it makes perfect sense, but it takes a lot of work to get there on both sides. So, the families aren't, participating, so to speak, then, they're not going to get it done. The 10-year anniversary for Heart's quite an accomplishment, too. I couldn't believe it when I thought, my gosh, it's been 10 years, and it's, a lot has grown and changed and happened during that time.
We've definitely grown and changed a lot in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
We've come a long way, and so it's wonderful to see the changes that the unit have gone through, and to see where we're at today, and to see how many families we've been able to help. We see about 1,500 families a year. We're able to help about 450 of those families financially, but we're also able to help another 100 or so just through case management and really some intensive processes that Megan had talked about with connecting with families and making sure that they have some more of that stability. So we help get into shelters. So it's been nice to be able to see the unit grow, to see the services to grow, and to know that we're here for homeless families in Norfolk over the past 10 years, that we're offering a service that many other cities may not offer through their human services, that we've taken that on as a human service need and an essential service in Norfolk. So
one that is in much demand, and
Yes.
we do know that it is. And because of the work that has been done, it's been this program has been cited and serves as a model for others, and has been recognized nationally.
Right, through the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness as a best practice model for other cities to look at how they work with homeless families and prevent homelessness in their community. So we believe that the work we're doing definitely is good work, and that it's being recognized as good work. So we're excited about that, and we're going to go out and celebrate soon.
Well, no, I think it's wonderful, 10 years. Well, I know along with the things you accomplish, there are always challenges with funding, because those sources of funding change and shift over time.
We've had a lot of funding changes over the years, and we've struggled a lot just to maintain the funding streams and to make sure that we are able to provide assistance and keep this team together. So our city is really committed to it, which really makes it wonderful. Our mayor is really committed to it. So I think those things work in our favor as to making sure that we keep funding available for this program to run.
Okay. And one of in looking at the report that was online, they mentioned, you had mentioned too, that it mentioned a 24-hour hotline, and funding has affected some of that too, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the effectiveness of what it is you do.
Right. Our hotline is not 24 hours at this time, but we still are able to really work with families during the day, identify those families early that may be at risk of being outside, literally homeless on the streets with their children, and making sure that arrangements are in place for those families to avoid those type of homeless situations. We work really hard. The workers do an amazing job throughout the day, diverting families and working with their natural support system and getting them to stay with family members, and at the last resort, getting them to stay at one of our partner shelters until we can really get them stable.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like getting them with family members may seem like a no-brainer to somebody, but sometimes that's not what happens or occurs, or it doesn't occur to the families, because either maybe they have some communications issues with families, or it's just they don't feel that they can, and you're able to kind of broker that and make some of those things happen.
Right, we really try to turn to their natural community first, because we can't stay in these people's lives forever. The goal is for us to be able to always be there as a support system if needed, but try to make it so we're not needed. So we really reach out to family and friends and try to identify why maybe they couldn't turn to this person at first, or why this person might not be able to help. Sometimes it's a matter of generational poverty, or that their support system's also dealing with challenges, and sometimes that may affect the direction we go. Maybe they can look at moving into a new unit together, or just try to really think creatively about how we can help their entire support system so that they can continue to support each other.
Okay. Well, creativity, I think, is probably the key word here. I mean, taking what you have and using it in ways that nobody thought of before, whether that's the family or it's the team of eligibility and social workers and the case management specialists. But what you do, I know, is remarkable, and it means a world of difference to those families that come in looking for help. So you give them some hope, and that's wonderful. Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for having us.
The nuts and bolts of the HEART team, which is much more complex than they even let on, but they get it done, and they've done a wonderful job. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again next time. Bye.